Today I will announce a new plan to you. I started to prepare for a Hyrox competition. Given my unpredictable living situation and limited access to professional gym equipment, my training strategy focuses maximizing technical proficiency when I have access to competition program equipment. At my current gym, we've got a rowing machine and a weighted sled, so I will do these exercises more. I will also use farmer work as my primary core strength builder, which is also a program in the competition. While I have years of long-distance running experience in my university with solid running form and aerobic endurance basement. And also my body weight is pretty small. I'm 165 centimeters, now just 68 kilograms body weight. So my absolute strength is a glaring weakness. To address this, I'm structuring every training session as Hyrox specific work plus basic strength training. Here is what I have done on day 1. Before trying the rower, I thought pushing 150 kilograms plus on the sled would be my biggest challenge, because I don't have a good absolute strength, and 150 kilograms seems very heavy. But after today's session, I thought sled push is easier. My rowing performance are far behind the elite athletes. My endurance held up, but feel very hard to generate more speed during rowing. Since we don't have a sky urge here, I just guess that will be another weak point of me. Also, I will prioritize daily rowing sessions during my gym access period. For the sled work, I tested push and pull at 70% of competition weight. Sled pulling felt significantly harder than pushing, but neither felt crushing. Plus, the sled work distance is very short in Hyrox. I'm sure the sled won't sink me if I stay prepared. Then add on some strength and power exercises. Hyrox demands strength and also speed, so I hit 2 Olympic lifts, hang clean and snatch. Long time haven't been to a gym, the lifting technique also become weak now. Followed by fundamental strength work, front squats and Romania deadlifts. My fundamental strengths are really embarrassingly low, but my running base gives me hope for a comeback. Today, most strength training is focused on lower body and full body power. The next day we'll add on upper body strength training, just like this structure. Hyrox specific work plus some strength training. Tying leg races over farmer work today for my core strength because my trunk was already finished a lot of work. And hind leg race can exercise grip strength while working for the core. Also a good choice. Today's training finished with seated calf raise. My ankles have always been a weakness since my track days in my university and high school. Now, I will remember keep a high training frequency with it. In today's video, I'm sharing the exercises I do the second day of my weekly training schedule. As I mentioned last time, during this phase, I have access to a gym and some professional Hyrox equipment, so I spend more time practicing the competition program. First, the steel rowing machine. I continue rowing on the second day because I've noticed that my rowing performance is far behind of elite athletes, and there's no rowing machine in some other gyms, so I will do this exercise more when I can access to this equipment. Also because I had never done rowing before, so I need to get more familiar with this movement pattern. But today I realized that since my strength is quite weak, even a lot lower than many female elite athletes, I guess I might get better results using lower resistance. After trying it out, I found that was indeed the case. Using resistance level 3 to level 4 works better for me than the level 5 to 6 I tried on day 1. Since I can't use wall balls in this gym, I substitute them with kettlebell thrusters. In competition, the wall balls are very light but require high reps, so I use very light weights here too, and go for more repetitions. Next is the farmer's carry, which is both a competition event and a great core strength exercise. I've had past injuries in my lower back and the pelvis, so at the start of my competition preparation, I do this movement at a slower pace and try to stay as stable as possible to build core stability. Then I move into the basic strength training phase. Since day 1 focused more on the lower body, Today, I focus on upper body strength. I've found that Hyrox doesn't demand a high level of absolute upper body strength, especially in the arms. So I use lighter weights and do supersets to reduce training time. I start with pull-ups and push-ups to maintain body control ability. These movements closely resemble the pulling motion of the sky urge and the push-up phase of the burpee broad jump. Unfortunately, there's no sky urge here, which is a real drawback. Even ignore the movement similarities. Just using bodyweight exercise to improve body control and basic muscular strength is still very beneficial. Then I use dumbbell bench press and single arm dumbbell rows to further strengthen pushing and pulling endurance in the arms. I have a background in table tennis, so my right arm is much stronger than the left. Dumbbell exercises help me better balance the strength between both arms. Finally, I finish with rope tricep extensions and rope bicep curls to further improve muscular endurance in my arms. On the third day, my normal schedule would be to go out for a run and do some bodyweight functional exercise, such as lunge walking and burpee broad jumps, which are both competition events and excellent physical training. However, it rained heavily on this day, so I cancelled my training. This exercise I would have done are relatively simple and I have done frequently before. For example, lunge walks are something I used to do anywhere, anytime. Even on the way to go to the grocery store to buy some food, I might use lunge walks to get there. Just like in the video. Although I haven't formally done running training for many years, my high school and college track team background plus my previous long-distance running performance give me great confidence in my running abilities. After some time, if the new gym doesn't have Hyrox competition program equipment, I'll increase my running training. If I'm not in a hurry to start competition, I naturally have plenty of time to restore my running ability. This confidence also comes from the fact that I personally have aerobic endurance talent, but not speed or explosive power talent, just endurance running talent. In my previous training experience, I found that I improved my performance very quickly in endurance running. Although I have two old injuries that affect my running, but when using custom insoles and maintaining certain rehabilitation training, I haven't found them to have a significant impact. Also, I once worked with the Chinese national track and field team, and have such work experience certainly proves my deep technical understanding of running. On a running day, if following my normal schedule, I would typically include the following segments. Starting with walking and gradually transitioning to jogging until reaching the location or routine I want to run in. Then doing some specific running form drills. These drills are very useful for developing running technique and rhythm. I've found many amateur running enthusiasts typically just like to run more rather than setting aside dedicated time to carefully practice technical aspects of running. Then I began the formal running content, and after finishing, I return home using lunge walks as shown in the video earlier, something that can be done on the way. After returning home, I do stretching and relaxation. But now I will prioritize doing more competition program practice and strength training because these are my weakness areas. Due to rain cancelling my planned run on the third day, I had plenty of energy on day 4, so I tested how my body would handle heavier weights. Last time, when I mentioned using 70% weights for the sled exercise, I forgot to account for the sled own weights. Actually, the weight plates I add were 30% of competition weight. This time, I loaded 100 kilograms of plates when pulling the sled, and 140 kilograms when pushing it. This increased the load strength test further confirmed that sled pushing and pulling won't cause me any major issues. Then I used the trap bar for deadlift to test my overall foundational strength, as I believe this exercise better engages the entire body. I didn't test my one arm max strength, but instead tried weights I could do for 5 reps per set, which better matches Hyrox competition requirements. Afterwards, I used fixed machines for some leg muscle exercises that focused more on muscle hypertrophy. Of course, I also continued strengthening my ankles and using farmer's walk, this competition program, as core strength training. I couldn't film some exercise because many people were exercising simultaneously, and I don't want to disturb them with my camera. On the 5th day, I trained like a bodybuilder, following a hypertrophy-focused approach for upper body muscle. The reason I specifically schedule some hypertrophy-focused exercises is that I'm currently way too light and lack muscle mass, so adding muscle is crucial for me. Since these exercises aren't particularly special, I wouldn't provide more commentary. You can just watch the video. Day 6 had great weather, so I completed my normal run. It's been about 10 years since I formally trained for running, so now I just set an approximate time and maintain a very relaxed pace throughout, focusing mainly on staying comfortable rather than worrying about the speed. I believe easy jogging is the most important foundation of distance running training. With a relaxed pace, can let you maintain longer duration, build adequate aerobic base, and have enough energy to pay attention to your running form and rhythm. Today I ran for 40 minutes, but I didn't record video. I rarely bring my phone to recording while running because I want to focus on the run itself, which serves as both aerobic training and a good opportunity to relax my body and mind. I only briefly document my runs when I take particularly interesting routes. If you are interested in seeing special running trail, you can check out my trail running video from a few days ago.